I'm going to do some quick math right here. Quick maths. Now, take this into consideration. The Lakers lost to the Raptors, but the Clippers beat the Raptors. So does that mean that the Clippers are better than the Lakers? I think so, because the Clippers beat the Lakers on opening night. What's up, LA? How you doing? How's it going, guys? It is MWT back here with another video, and I just gotta say, please subscribe to the channel and like this video. Give it a thumbs up, because that's what we gotta do sometimes. And today we're gonna go over last night's games. I'm finally caught up. Day 21. How's it going, guys? 3 weeks in. 3 weeks into the NBA, and we have, wow, this NBA season is incredible. So, let's start off with a great game. Minnesota versus Detroit. In Blake Griffin's debut, they still lost. Timberwolves win 120-114. Timberwolves dropped 41 points in the first quarter. It was incredible. Now, Minnesota's main scorer, Andrew Wiggins, again, 33 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. For Detroit, Luke Kennard, 25 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. Matchup-wise, Pistons were up by 4 points 2 times in the first quarter. After that, they never led. Minnesota went up by 17 points during the second quarter. Then they went up by 19 points in the third quarter, and they won the game by 6. So the Timberwolves almost blew it. But they did win the game. So Timberwolves doing really good so far. They are fighting to make sure they stay in. Next, Boston versus Dallas. Now, I'm surprised. Because I thought Boston was going to be top 4. They are the number 1 team in the East. Let's take a look at this. Of course, I said it. Boston wins 116-106 over them Dallas Mavericks. Dallas's main scorer, Luka Doncic, of course, 34 points, 6 rebounds, 9 assists. Meanwhile, for Boston, the main scorer, Kemba Walker, obviously, with 29 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 1 block. Matchup-wise, let's take a look at this really quick. Actually, Boston was up by 14 points during the fourth quarter, but they were up by 13 points during the third. Now, keep in mind, before that, they were up by 10 twice during the first half, and they somehow blew that. Let the Mavericks tie them during the third quarter. Then they went up by 13. The Mavericks came back and went up by 2 points in the fourth quarter 3 different times. And still, the Boston Celtics went and led by 14 late in the fourth quarter and won the game by 10 points. So, not back and forth, but, it was a great game overall. I like watching this Dallas Mavericks squad. I like watching this Boston squad. I think these 2 teams are really great. I think Dallas will make the playoffs. Now, next one we got to talk about Memphis versus San Antonio. Memphis with the upset, 113-109 over them San Antonio Spurs. That means San Antonio's down. Now, let's go into the box score. Memphis' main scorer, Jaren Jackson Jr. starting to play really great. 24 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Meanwhile, for San Antonio, their main scorer was LaMarcus Aldridge, 19 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Matchup-wise, let's take a look at this really quick. The Grizzlies were up by 16 points during the end of the first quarter. But they blew that, let the Spurs go up by 1, and then they went again and were up by 14 during the end of the third. Blew that lead too, let the Spurs go up by 5, and then they win the game by 4. Whatever. I don't say anything. And obviously, Tony Parker gets his jersey retired. Number 9. You're a great player. Great player. Good job, Tony. Next, Houston versus New Orleans. Houston wins again. 122-116. Close game. I didn't expect it to be this close. But Houston stayed in. Main scorer, they actually switched it around. Russ played shooting guard while James Harden played point. 39 points from James Harden, 4 rebounds, 9 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. And for New Orleans, their main scorer, J.J. Redick, actually came in and started playing. 24 points, 3 assists. That's it. Matchup-wise, the Pelicans were up by 4 points 2 times during the first quarter, and then the Rockets went on and led by 17 points in the fourth quarter. And they won the game by 6. They almost blew it, but pretty okay. I wasn't even going to say it's the best game. Next game we got to talk about, Utah versus Golden State. We obviously knew what was going to happen here. Utah Jazz win 122-108 over them Golden State Warrior. Yeah, because they only have one great player on their team. And that's D'Angelo Russell. Speaking of which, D'Angelo Russell had 33 points, 2 rebounds, 8 assists, and 1 steal. Meanwhile, for Utah, their main scorer was Rudy Gobert. 25 points, 14 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, and 2 blocks. No turnovers. Great game by him. Golden State was up by 5 points during the first quarter. After that, they never led. And Utah went up as much by 20 points during the third quarter. Won the game by 14 points. But I wouldn't say that was the best game. Because the best game came later that night. The Clippers taking on the Toronto Raptors. And, you know, it was a game that was pretty much expected. If, I could get this thing to load, because we need to go ahead and get this stuff done. So both teams are now 7-3 after the Clippers beat them Raptors. Leonard in this game back against the Raptors and that flopping fish known as Kyle Lowry, who didn't play. Keep in mind, Kyle Lowry is out with an injury. But their main scorer was Pascal Siakam with 16 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 block. And it's pretty peculiar because OG Anunoby only played 1 minute. Now for the Clippers, their main scorer was off the bench, Lou Williams, 21 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1 steal. And Kawhi Leonard in his return to Toronto, well, not really, but Toronto coming back to play him in their home game, in Clippers home game. Wow, I can't speak today. 12 points. 12 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists, 3 steals, 9 turnovers. Almost had a quadruple double. If only he had 1 more assist and 1 more turnover, he would have had a quadruple double. Obviously not. Now, there is one thing. Kawhi Leonard was 2 for 11 from the field, 0 for 4 from 3. But he was 8 for 9 from the free throw line. This man is deadly. This man is deadly. Oh, man, this man is deadly from the free throw line. And obviously, the flopping fish known as Kyle Lowry did not play that game. Taking a look at it, Toronto, they need some help. They need some help because you can't just expect Pascal Siakam to drop 40 points a night. This was a low-scoring game. The Clippers only won this game 98-88. Now, matchup-wise, taking a look at this, it was going like this. Raptors were up 23-15 after the first quarter. Then the Clippers went up 51-46. I'm doing this all in my head right now. 51-46. Then the Raptors, they had a 10-point quarter right there. They had a 10-point quarter in the next one in the third. And 78-73. Raptors were up 78-73. And then all of a sudden, the game ends 88-98 in favor of the Clippers because of a 10-point quarter by the Raptors. This was an ugly game shooting-wise. Raptors were 40% from the field, 36.7% from 3, 60% from the free throw line. For the Clippers, they were 37% from the field, 22.2% from 3, but 73.3% from the free throw line. This was an ugly game. The Raptors were up by, their largest lead was going into the second quarter, 8 points. There was a lot of trading back and forth. They were tied 9 times. They had 12 lead changes. And the Clippers, obviously their largest lead was 10 points. That was at the end of the game when they won. ugly game, but still worth watching. So, that's all I got to say about that. And obviously the big news about tonight's games. Phoenix taking on the Lakers. Now, before I give my opinion, this is in Phoenix. The 6-3 Suns are taking on the 7-2 Lakers. For the Lakers, if you do not win this game in what could be Rajon Rondo's debut, he could make his debut today. If you do not win this game, I'm going to come back tomorrow. I'm going to come back tomorrow and expect the abominable LeBron, who I think is watching this video. I expect the abominable LeBron to roast the Lakers. If the Lakers don't win, I might be the happiest person alive. And you can tell by the beginning of the video. I'll either be really happy or I'll be really sad or bummed. So, and that also depends if Chicago beats the New York Knicks in the United Center. Now, subscribe to the channel, like the video, make sure you do all that because guess what? I'm out of here. I'm all caught up. What do I gotta do? Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.